Okay, so we are going to start a new chapter today, which is vector calculus, and we will see how we can use this and what are the operations that can be carried out using vector calculus. Now, vector calculus is going to become very important when you also learn quantum mechanics in the next semester, because most of the quantum operators, right, are going to be vectors, and so you need to learn to deal with them. And so this will be an important chapter regarding that. So let's begin. So we'll start from the very basic. So let's start from something that we all know about, right? So let's start from scalar product, right? So if you have two vectors, okay, if you have two vectors A and B, so these are your vectors, right? Vectors are always written by the variable, and on top of the variable you put an arrow, and that is what vectors are represented by such a notation. So if you have two vectors and you want to get its scalar product, what it means is you have to do A dot B, and this is nothing but the norm of A, the norm of B into cos theta, right? So this is called norm of A, and this is nothing but norm of B. And theta, right, the angle theta is the angle between the two vectors. Okay, so this is your angle theta. Alright, so if you are given such a vector, then how will you find its scalar product? So one is that obviously if you know its angle, then you can immediately get the norm of A, norm of B, and write cos of that angle. But if you do not know its angle and you are only given the vectors, let's say you have a vector A which is given by AX I plus AY J plus AZ K, right? So I, J and K are unit vectors. And similarly you have vector B which is Bxi plus Byj plus Bzk. Then how will you find A dot B? A dot B is nothing but the corresponding product. So Ax into Bx plus Ay into By plus Az into Bz, right? This is because cos of when you do cos of the angle between K and K, right? The angle between K and K is the same vector practically. So the angle between K and K is 0 because it's the same vector. So when you take cos 0, you're going to get 1. So that's how you are going to get this as the answer. So what is an example where you can do a scalar product in physical systems? So for example, let's look at work done. Work done is given by F dot dr, okay, where F is the force applied and dr is the small change in distance that occurs because the force is applied. So this is a scalar quantity. We will do multiple problems regarding work done later as well when we deal with line integrals. But first, right now, just let's look at a example of a scalar quantity. So this is an example of a scalar quantity. Similarly, as we all know, there is also something known as a vector product, right? So this was a scalar product, and we can also do vector product, right? So what is a vector product? How is it represented? It is represented by A cross B. Okay, so A and B are vectors and this is the cross product. So if A and B are certain vectors, let's say you have A here and this is a vector B, right? And the angle between them is theta. then the vector A cross B, right? A cross B will also be a vector, but this vector will be perpendicular to the plane of A and B. Okay, so essentially it is something like this. So this is in one plane, A and B are in a plane, and this is perpendicular to this plane, A cross B, right? So these two are in one plane, and A cross B is perpendicular to the plane that contains A and B. Okay, so one important distinction is that when you do a scalar product, you are going to get a scalar quantity. So a scalar quantity means it has no direction, right? Only magnitude. Okay, but when you take a cross product, right, you take a cross product of two vectors A and B, you are going to get another vector. So this is basically another vector. You can represent it, right? So this is actually another vector, and this vector has both direction and magnitude. Okay, because it's a vector. Alright, so vector product gives a vector, but scalar product gives a, right, so a product of two vectors in a scalar fashion gives you a scalar quantity, which is only a magnitude but not a direction. Alright, so what is an example of a vector product? So example could be V, which is linear velocity is equal to omega cross r. So this is your linear velocity, this is your angular velocity, this is your radius, right? Alright. So essentially if you look at it, so V has to be perpendicular to the plane that contains omega and r. So if you look at it, this is your omega, so let's say your omega is something like this, right? So this is how your omega is, and this is your r, right? And this is your theta. Okay, then the velocity is going to be something like so velocity is going to be something like that, right? This is basically your this is going to be your linear velocity. Okay, so this is going to be your r sine theta, right? Because this is 90 degree. So essentially this V is going to be your linear velocity, and r and which is a cross product of omega and r. Okay, so this is an example of a vector product, a cross product. Okay, so now let's look at triple products. Okay, so triple products are nothing but combination of scalar product and a vector product. So these are combinations of scalar and vector products, right? So let's look at the first triple product, which is a triple scalar product. Okay, so what is a triple scalar product? Is nothing but A dot B cross C. right? So B cross C represents a vector, and then the dot product of this vector into A. Okay, alright. So this is nothing but A cross B dot C. Okay, this is essentially the same. So let's look at it, right? So what is A dot B cross C? So what is A dot B cross C is nothing but, you can write it in the form of determinant. So it will be AX plus, let's define A and B and all of it first. Okay. So, A is nothing but AXI plus AYJ plus AZK. Okay, this is your A. Vector B is nothing but BXI plus BYJ plus BZK, right? And vector C is nothing but CXI plus CYJ plus CZK. So this is our general definition of A, B and C, let's say, because these are vectors. So now we have to do A dot B cross C, right? So this is going to be, you have AX, AY, AZ, BX, BY, BZ and CX, CY, CZ. So essentially what you have to do is you have to calculate the determinant of this matrix. So this is the determinant that you need to calculate, and this will give you your triple scalar product. So what is the value of this determinant? So let's calculate it. So we have AX into this. So we have BYCZ minus CYB minus CYBZ, right? And then we have to look at the other one, which is minus AY into, right? So minus AY into BX CZ minus CX BZ plus AZ into BX CY minus CX BY, right? So this is how you will calculate your triple scalar product. So let's see what is an example of a triple scalar product. Example of a triple scalar product, nothing but, let's say we want to calculate torque about z-axis, right? So what is the formula for torque? Formula for torque is nothing but R cross F, right? F is the force applied, which is in a particular direction, so this is a vector, and R is the radius, right, or the direction, okay, in which the force is applied. So R cross F, so this is your, R is your radius, right, because this is torque is an angular quantity, and then not really radius but more like the length, right? So some kind of a length, and then you want to apply it about z axis. So what you will do is you will do k dot r cross f. So this is what you will do. So essentially now if you do it, so let's say what is r is xi plus yj plus zk, and f is nothing but fxi plus fyj plus fzk, right? So what is k dot r cross f is nothing but, so this quantity is nothing but, so it's only in the direction of k, so you have 0 0 k x y z and fx fy and fz. Okay, so this is going to be your torque about the z axis. Alright, so I think similarly you can calculate for any kind of a function. So now let's look at triple. Another kind of triple product is triple vector product. Okay, so what is a triple vector product? You can now guess. It is going to be A cross B cross C. Alright, so this is your triple vector product. So now let's look at it. So B cross C is a vector which is perpendicular to the plane that contains B and C. Right? So let's write it down. B cross C is perpendicular to the plane containing B and C. Right? These are vectors. So please remember that these are vectors. Okay? And right? So A cross B cross C is perpendicular to the plane of A and B cross C, right? So this is perpendicular to the plane this. So that means, right, which means that A cross B cross C is actually in the plane of B and C, right? So this is what you can imagine. So if it is in the plane of B and C, right, if this quantity is in the plane of B and C, it can be written, right, therefore this quantity can be written as some linear function of B and C. Linear function of B and C. What does that mean? What does it mean by when we say that it can be written as a linear function of B and C? It means it can be written as some constant into B plus some other constant into C. Right? So A where A and B are constants. Okay. So essentially what we are saying is, we are saying that A cross B cross C can be written as A into B plus B into C, where A and B are constants. Right? Constants are like, basically they are some scalar quantity. Right? Constants here means these are scalar quantities. Okay? Alright. So now let's look at an example. Okay? So what is an example? So let's say B is nothing but Bx into I. Okay? So B is a vector, but it has only one component which is in the I direction. C is Cxi plus Cyj. Okay? So C has two components, I and J. And A is AXI plus AYJ plus AZK. Okay. Now what we have to do, we want to see what is B cross C, and then we'll do A cross B cross C. Okay. We want to get the triple product. So let's first look at B cross C. So what is B cross C? So this is a cross product, right? So the way that we can do cross product, right? So I hope all of you know how to do a cross product. So the way to do a cross product is you do I, J, K, and then so let me recap how to do a cross product first. So the way that you do a cross product is you just multiply the terms, right? Just that. Let's look at it. So BXI crossed with CXI plus CYJ. This is what we want to do. Alright. So when we do I cross I, right? When we do I cross I, since I is the same, it is nothing but I into I, the norm of I into sine theta. And since I is the same, theta angle is 0. Theta is 0 and sine theta is 0. Right? Because if theta is 0, sine theta will be 0. So whenever you do a cross product of the same quantity or of the same direction, it will give you 0. But if you do a cross product of an opposite direction, so if you do I crossed with J, right, you will get I, norm of J into sine theta. But here now, since I and J are 90 degrees to each other, theta is 90. Therefore, sine theta is going to be 1. And so you will get norm of I is 1 into 1 into 1. So you will get 1. Okay, so I cross J is going to give you I 1. But it will give you now this quantity, this is going to be in the right. What is this going to be? I cross J is going to give you another vector which is perpendicular to the plane that contains I and J. So what is a vector that is perpendicular to the plane of I and J? That is the vector K. So essentially you are going to get vector K. Okay, so this is what you are going to get. Okay, alright. So let's remember this. And if you change the order, if you do J cross I, you are going to get the vector minus K. So if you change the direction, you are going to get a negative sign, because this is a vector. The changing the order changes the direction, and therefore you are going to get a negative sign. So now let's look at B cross C. So what is B cross C? Which is BXI crossed with CXI plus CYJ. So essentially you are going to get BX into I cross I, right, plus B, so this is BX into CX, and here you are going to get BX CY into I cross J. So basically what you are going to get, I cross I will give you 0 and you will get BX CY into K. Okay, this is what you are going to get. Now what we have to do is, we have to do, this is nothing but B cross C. Now we have to do A cross B cross C. So we will do BX. So we should not change the order. In vectors, the order is very important. So we have to do AXI plus AYJ plus AZK crossed with BXCYK. Okay, so you will get AX BXCY into I cross K plus AY BXCY into J cross K plus AZ BXCY into K cross K. So this is obviously 0, right? And I cross K gives you I cross K, right? So I cross J gives you K, J cross K gives you I, right? And K cross I gives you J. So K cross I gives you J, but here it is I cross K, so this will give you minus J. So you are going to get AX BX CY into minus J plus AY BX CY into J cross K gives you I. So this is what you are going to get. Okay. So let's simplify it further. So we have this equation A cross B cross C is equal to minus AX BX CY J plus AY BX CY I. So let's see how we can simplify this further. So we can do minus AX BX CY J, and we can add and subtract AX BX CX I minus AX BX CX I, and then we have this term left, so we have AY BX CY I, right? So we basically added and subtracted this term. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll combine these two. Okay, so we have minus AX BX into CYJ plus CXI, and we'll combine these two. So we have what are the common terms here? Here B is common, and right, so we have plus BX into AX CX, so plus BXI into AX CX plus AY BY, right? Alright, so this is nothing but AX BX, so this is nothing but minus A dot B, and this is C, right? This is the vector C, so this is minus A dot B into C, and this term is nothing but A dot C, right? So this is A dot C into, and this is BXI, this is B. Okay, so this is what you get. Alright, so even using any example, we have also shown you that this is the formula. Okay. Alright. So the formula for this is A cross B cross C is nothing but, sorry, this is A dot C, right? C. Okay, because this is AX CX and AX and AY CY. Please make sure that you are following everything. If you follow it, you will find, if you find mistakes, you need to let me know. Okay, but I think I've corrected the mistake here. So you had, right, when you combine these two terms and you keep BXI common, you will get AX CX plus AY CY, right? And then that is nothing but A dot C into B. Alright, so essentially you are getting A dot C into B minus A dot B into C. So this is your formula. Okay.